everybody! Welcome back. This is the one. I can feel it. I can feel missing poster existing somewhere. Black hole, the greatest haircut of all time, and we're gonna get rid of Wiggleworm, which is actually Ringworm right off the bat. QKQNPW0D. Decent damage, poor rate of fire, poor speed, luck could be better. Certainly, like, we have to acclimate ourselves, because the last run was incredible. From the start, we were relatively set. Did I get sucked into my own black hole like an idiot? From the start, we were relatively set. And it really only got better. We stopped shy, I think, of SSS tier, but we were definitely in, like, S+. I don't know how Japanese arcade rankings work, but I wanted to stay clear of the double S. I think that could be a problematic way to... Anyway, the whole point is, it was a good run. You don't try to hide it. Homing tears, though, would have been nice. We should expect this run to be worse. But that's okay, because you know what? Hard times make strong men. And also, maybe we get to be soft men, because we got Jacob's Ladder, which is lovely. With our current rate of fire, it's not gonna, you know, bring the house down necessarily, but it's okay. And Big Chub is doing good work. He's hanging in there. He's doing what Big Chub does. Doing a little damage, blocking some shots that could be annoying. We probably shouldn't take the Spirit Heart yet, but I'm gonna. And we could use our black hole to get access to that chest, and maybe who knows what we get when we blow up all those other rocks. Could get a crawl space or a black market, but to be honest, I'd rather just use black hole to kill the boss as quickly as possible. I think it's a relatively productive approach to take. It probably won't even kill the boss, but it did hold it in place long enough for Big Chub to do some real damage, and it looks like we're set. Rate of fire up, please. Speed up. Also very useful. You'll notice there's been I've gone through many cycles in my Isaac career. There have been times where I've been like, a range upgrade is useless. There's been times where I've been like, a speed upgrade is useless. There were probably times where I thought the only stat that mattered was HP. And I think we're approaching, but never quite reaching, the platonic truth of the matter, which is that every stat matters to some extent, but some do matter a little bit less. I know it sounds like an Animal Farm quote gone wrong, but I think it's fair to say, you know, shot speed, range, not the most important stats, but they are ones you only notice when they're gone. They can still have a pretty damaging effect, I suppose, if things go terribly wrong. Kind of in a tough call here. What do you want to do with Black Hole? You want to use it to kill a boss, or do you want to use it to get a Tinted Rock? I think I'm going to use it to get a Tinted Rock. That should get it. We did get a Spirit Heart as a result. It burns me up a little bit because I would much rather kill enemies faster than just focus on our own survival, but the idea is, if we focus on our own, not survival, but deal with the devil access on this floor, it should pay dividends forever. You know, it's like finals season in college. You know, you should work hard throughout the semester. I'm definitely not one of those guys who's like, just take half the semester off and cram hard for finals. I think it's an attitude that can work for you, if I'm being honest. My first pass through undergrad, that was the way I got through it. Never failed a course. Came a little close in organic chemistry, but so did everybody. But I think it's a deleterious approach. That being said, yeah, take the mark. Why not? Take a little delirium. He's delirious. The luck upgrade in HP is nice as well. But anyway, moving on. But there's no denying, usually you got a class with finals. You're probably going to be able to make up some ground on the finals as long as you study. Now, the downside is, of course, and you know, everybody's had this situation happen that was very frustrating. You do really well in a course, and then, you know, the exam comes around, and, you know, you got a great mark going in, perhaps. You don't do that well on the exam, it brings you down disproportionately. It's not the ideal way, I suppose, to do evaluation, but cut your profs some slack, okay? They're evaluating with the TAs, you know, like 100 students, 50 students, 200 students. There's got to be an expedited way to handle that. Anyway, moving on here. I've got a feeling that this room's going to be a good room. That is not where I meant to throw. I thought it was going to throw further than that. I expected a secret room to be here. What have I done? I mean, kind of a waste, but relatively minor in the whole scheme of things. I'm not going back for the battery charges. I'm just happy our stats are good. Damage is up. Speed got up on the floor before last. Luck's up. Rate of fire is still relatively below average. Not bad, just below average. And we have a little bit of room to grow. A rate of fire increase would be exceptional because of the Jacob's Ladder synergy. Jacob's Ladder straight up one of my favorite items in the game now. Shows up, I think people have a tendency to think that the great and the fun items, they don't show up as often as maybe the boring ones. I think there's a certain level of observer bias in there. I think, for me, Jacob's Ladder seems to show up fairly frequently. Now, there might be a certain level of observer bias in that as well, because when Jacob's Ladder shows up, you know it's there. Whereas if you start with Mom's Heels, you might go, I don't understand, I don't even recognize that I have it, you know? I still... Abel. I almost can't tell you what Little Delirium does. All I know is that I take it essentially every time it shows up. I think it gives you a random familiar, like every minute, every 30 seconds maybe. I don't know why I always feel compelled to take it. I guess it's because some familiars are worth dealing with the annoyance of the other familiars being relatively useless. Like, for example, Seraphim right there. Not that bad, not that bad. We got the speed to accept this. Like, Seraphim existing is well worth our time. It's worth dealing with a couple Sister Maggies to make that happen. Now, Little Hush, not quite in the same boat. We do have to pay attention because, you know, BBF has showed up a lot here, and that is certainly one of the familiars that I would least like to be standing next to when it pops off and hits peak usefulness. But you know how I know this run is in a good position right now? I'm hesitant to use Black Hole. And although it's a bad habit, it's probably an indication that things are going relatively well right now, because it means we want to save it for a room in which it matters, and perhaps moreover, it means we don't need it on these rooms where the enemies are a little bit more average. So I think we've started to hit some kind of critical mass here. We'll obviously go back for that, but we got Black Hole for the boss. We got the HP necessary to make a deal with the devil work if we're lucky enough to get one, and I'm feeling good. Maybe we'll do some more negative runs. Probably I'll just level with you. This isn't going to be a victory lap run. I would love to lie to you for now and just be like, maybe we'll do a victory lap, and then at the end, if we win, be like, oops, I forgot. But, you know, round table starts in 45 minutes. This is going to be a sub 1 hour run, regardless of how it goes. And I feel comfortable saying that because we're already out of train wreck territory unless we reroll. So a good tiers upgrade here is lovely. I got burned, you know, I don't know. We've got a diverse fan base now. Some people only watch Isaac, some people watch everything. Some people only watch Twitch VODs. Some people only watch the NLSS. Some people only watch Sunday streams, you know? So I'm not going to assume that everybody's watching everything, mostly because, good lord, I put out so much content, I barely even watch everything. But, Hand of Fate 2 burned me real bad. When, I started an episode like an hour before Roundtable was supposed to start, and then it was like, by the way, it's an 85-minute mission. By the way, final mission, 6 minutes. Second to last mission, 85 minutes, no big deal. No big deal. Yeah, you know what, I'll purchase the map. I think the map is worth buying. The stronger you run, the less you need any form of mapping, but doesn't mean I wouldn't like to have it. As we head down here, let me see what's going on Skype. I got a Skype message. Ooh, that's good news. It's not... Essentially, I'll sanitize it. It's not that it's scandalous or dirty, but Malf said, why is he making such a good advertising rate on YouTube? To which Mathis replied, it's the holidays. And he's right. No, it's an open secret in the industry. Advertising rates go up in the holidays. That's why during the holidays, like, I try to capitalize, and I do exactly what I do for the rest of the year. And so I'm still giving you one Isaac a day. Give the people what they want. That slow drip of procedurally generated roguelite content. With deep-cut indie rock references only relevant in the year 2004. Why is everybody talking about Jenny from Forrest Gump when... Has everybody forgotten about Jenny Lewis from Rilo Kiley? That's not a Star Wars character. Rilo Kiley was an indie rock band in the mid-2000s. I think I want all of this, because Deathlist does give you a stat increase. I mean, okay, so we had Brimstone on the last run, but I'm going to call shenanigans on anybody who says Brimstone again. First off, I'm playing the game forever. You got nowhere else to go. I'm aware of this at this point. I got a captive audience. I could just start singing show tunes, and if you like Isaac, you're probably going to be back, for better or for worse. But secondarily, we had Brimstone bombs, and it was really cool. But that being said, I think it's mildly different. I'm going to continue to roll Brimmy here, because Brimmy is the foundation for a lot of sweet synergies. Also, I'm on a nickname basis with it now. Brimmy and the list. I really like, we had an NLSS bit that didn't go as far as I wanted it to on Thursday's show, but it was a Thursday, December 14th, to be clear, because I don't know, I think the backlog's under a week, but you never know. Isaac goes up and down real quick, because the episodes, you know, it's like, I've been doing this for so long that this is like just having my morning coffee. This is like waking up in the morning to record an Isaac episode. So sometimes I'll just, oh my god, it's 8 p.m. and I've recorded 14 Isaacs today. And it was really, really offensively simple impressions of musicians based on where they're from and the kind of music they make. Like, you know, I made fun of Austin because I said, you know, Journey and Styx are the same band. It's just one of them goes, oh, oh, San Francisco. And the other one goes, oh, oh, Detroit. I like that idea. I think there's a lot to flesh out there. I shouldn't have used this yet, but like, I was thinking like Bruce Springsteen. You could be like, baby, we're in New Jersey. Dun-dun-dun. There's just a couple of, there's some musicians that are emblematic of a place in the world because they sing about it. I'm sure. Like, if I went, I ran out down to California, you would be like, that's the best Red Hot Chili Peppers impression I've ever heard. It's the one from Comedy Bang Bang. Skibby bomby bomby bomb Burbank, Glendale. I think there's more room to grow there. I'm just trying to think of other bands that would work. London. That's the Clash. I don't know, maybe we killed the bit before it suffered the fate that I just gave it. Anyway, hey, thank you for that. Our guppy item is very useful. Hey, thank you for that. We have 29 damage. Our rate of fire is horrible. Everything else is exquisite. By the way, we can actually, and I'm going to try to do this. It's going to be tough with a shot that kills everything instantly and pierces so quickly, but if we play our... Oh, speed upgrade, thank you. If we play our cards right... Oh, this is incredible. If we play our cards right and we use Death's List, you can get random stat upgrades. And we would like to have these stat upgrades because they could be rate of fire increases, which I think would be extremely valuable for us right now, considering how long it takes us to recharge a shot here. We're gonna throw Fate's Reward, which, unless we get Brimstone Bombs, is not gonna do much for us. And if we had Brimstone Bombs, it would do a ton. But instead we took the Finger, which I think is gonna be really good. So yeah, start actually trying to use Death's List, I think. But you can see, it's a little tricky. Because I'm laughing because we're so strong right now, but we're destroying like every room as soon as we walk in. Bricano, yeah, I mean that's gonna slay, absolutely. We're looking for a missing poster. Keep your eyes peeled, but we're having fun in the meantime. Yeah, especially with flies and to a lesser extent like Little Delirium, we're just squandering's probably not the right word. It's just nigh impossible to actually get Death's List to work for us. A room like this is ideal. Are you a wizard? Are you a Yolandi? What? We accidentally killed something. Probably a spider, if I'm being realistic. You almost tricked me. I thought we would go for Crown Boy first. Come on, come on. Give me the stats. I appreciate everything else. Don't get me wrong. But I want the stats. Oh! We got super lucky. I think Infamy? Yeah, we do have Infamy works again. I know, Ruka. It's a crappy day outside. What's up with that? Hey, it's the middle of December. Where's the sun? Oh, so good. Magic Mush. Not Perthrow. We probably want to take AWAS because it allows us to get out of Boss Rush. I think we want a Thame, and to be honest with you, we might as well Void. Black Hole's great, but we can always Void the Black Hole, and then we get some benefit out of it at least. So, take this. Take this. I think we'll just Void it right off the bat. And we want this. And we'll take AWAS with us. Because Boss Rush is... I mean, we could also do Boss Rush very, very easily. But... This is a fun and also outrageously overpowered run. Now, when the enemies start killing each other, that's where I get a little upset. Because I do have this Death's List mandate here. Any enemy that creates enemies is going to be impossible for us to get one over on, but... Hey, well worth it. So it looks like we're cruising for another strong one here. I wouldn't mind essentially doing a... You know, this term has bad connotations, but I wouldn't mind just having a carbon copy of our last one. Contagion is going to continue to make it impossible for Death's List to work except by accident, but... what I mean by that is, you know, take something from Boss Rush, leave, finish the womb, you know, in the record time that you probably will to begin with, and go fight Hush, see if there's any outside chance of you getting that missing poster payout. Maybe get in, now that I think about it, a Mega Satan play is probably pretty unlikely at this point, but maybe we could get lucky, I don't know. We've already gotten very lucky. Somehow, I mean, I started this run, and it wasn't very long ago, but I started this run by saying, you know, we shouldn't expect for this one to be nearly as strong as the last one, and then it turns out I'm full of it. This run is probably stronger. Save your money. Mom's box of greed. Look at the payouts we're getting from these rooms. Speed down, not interested. Onsus, not interested. Full health, good to know. Onsus, AWAS. I don't think I want to play a Judgment. We also have Goat Head, so we got a 100% deal with the Devil chance. Yeah. I think this run actually is stronger than the last run. Mostly because we can actually control where our Brimstone laser goes, but it still has that outside guppy chance we never truly fulfilled on the last run. Something like Tammy's head would just blow it so far open that I wouldn't even be comfortable putting the content on YouTube without an age restriction on it. Then again, on the last run, we did kill Mega Satan in one hit, so take the negative. Take 7 seals, which I think continues to be pretty good. Don't worry about those other 2 for now. You got Goat Head. You can come back. You gotta go Relic in this situation. Or we could have avoided them, but come on. Probably a decent argument to be made that, excuse me? Oh, you're still alive. That we don't have to do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Where did my black hole go? We're gonna get so many runes. I'm kind of banking on getting a great item. We can't really rely on that, I suppose. That was not a smart play. Look for an Algiz. Dagaz is great, but look for an Algiz, maybe? Hagalaz, blow up the rocks so you have no safety. Smart play. We can still leave, essentially, whenever we want. Eternal Heart. The room is paying for itself, like, pretty obviously. The Relic is giving us payouts. Yeah, we're good. I don't know why I'm stressing out so much over like, whether or not we should do this room. We're getting runes and Spirit Hearts every time. Just pop the trash ones. Or the ones that are immediately useful. That'll do. Algiz would be better. Dude, the Dagaz runes are outrageous. And hold on to Void. Because we may want to Void whatever our item ends up being. Which we're probably going to see in like a matter of moments here. Well, we've managed to... It's like playing Minecraft or something. We've hit a Brimstone vein in Isaac recently, and I'm happy, but I'll admit it's probably time to get ready to move on, you know? We used to have a rule that, you know, Brimstone or Mom's Knife showed up 2 times in a row, we wouldn't take it. I besmirched the good name of that rule a little bit here. I don't really want to void it. I'd much rather Perthrow. Camo Undies is not that good. Blank Rune. I think that was an Onsus. Yera, not necessary. But if we're, okay, what we would do is use Awaz. Then we would keep Yera to use later, and we would void the Camo Undies into a pretty decent rate of fire increase, actually, if I'm being honest with you. Sweet. Alright, moving on. You know, with 2.92 luck, it's a bad look to not pick up pennies. We got 2 more deals with the devil coming up here. Ancient Recall is a few extra cards, 2 of Spades, Hierophant, and at this point we're using these because we have a Yera rune we'd like to keep. You know what? I've got an idea. Pop the Yera here. Blow them all up. It ended up being a fairly not that good payout. Oh, we could have Yera'd again. But I think it was worth going for. Because now we can get some value out of the Emperor card as well. And it was like, you know, if we're going down to the chest, obviously we want to keep Yera. If we're not going to the chest, Yera becomes a lot less useful. Incubus, on the other hand, still real good. Void that up. We're moving on, and I hope you'll forgive me here for not going back for Yera, but, I mean, we're in such a dominant position. Nothing needs to be doubled, I'll tell you that much. And if it's not going to help us get Missing Poster, we gotta think about it. Mind you, we could also get Missing Poster from a silver chest, so I'm being kind of a hypocrite. But you know what? I'm being a hypocrite who's having a fun time. And that's... I like it. It's working out well for me. I think you can be a hypocrite as long as you recognize your hypocrisy. Now, is it an ideal way to live your life? Probably not, but... You know, I feel like that's... I was under the impression... Oh, excuse me, sir. I was under the impression, I think, when I was... and you may relate to this or may not. When I was like 14, 15, 16, around that age, I thought of childhood as, and adolescence, is the process of metamorphosizing from an incomplete form into a perfect human being. You know, I thought that adulthood was essentially living your life as a perfect individual. You know, you see an adult doing something that's stupid, and you go, why are they doing that? Don't they know that it's bad for them, for example? And you go, I'm not going to do that when I'm an adult. Most adults continue to have vices, even if they recognize that those vices are bad for them. I think the real, it's just no good. I'll take the flying, but... Oh, you know what we should... I was hoping it was Perthrow. I think that's what I was going for there. The real value in adulthood is accepting that no matter how much family you have around you, we're all gonna die alone. No, that's not the real value of adulthood. That's a... Oh, okay, sure. Let's have some fun. That's a quote that I stole from Donnie Darko. And it's a modest upgrade, but I'll take it nonetheless. Yeah. We don't need it, and it's not even really worth sucking up, but I'll take it anyway, and we'll donate the rest. The real value as an adult is, I think, accepting that, you know, you're gonna have flaws, and adulthood is the constant... You guys see Spider-Man 2, where he shoots out the webs from his web shooters, which I believe were built into his wrists in that movie, but it's been a while. And he's holding the subway train to stop it from going off the tracks, and then when he does it, all the people take his limp body, and they go like, you know, who is that? And the one guy goes, he's a hero! You know, that's what adulthood is like, is life as the subway train, and you as Spider-Man doing everything you can to hold that train alive, and eventually it's gonna drain you, and when they give your eulogy, they're gonna say you're a hero. But what all you did was hang on, baby. Accept your flaws, work to improve them. Don't be mean to others unless they're being real jerks. And then, you know, go ahead. Live your life. It's like in Rainbow Six Siege. I know the ACOG's better than the red dot, but, you know, sometimes I like to rock the red dot. I'm sorry, teammates. Sometimes, even if a castle would work better in that situation, I'm gonna play Rook, okay? And you know that's a busted analogy. If you've never played Rainbow Six Siege, Rook is like an auto-pick character, and Castle is like, in the present meta, not very well respected. Not that I'm a competitive level player of the game, but I love being Rook. He's the closest thing Rainbow Six Siege has to a support hero. Did we take the... We did take the negative. All you do is, press the tilde key when you start a match, and all your teammates go, oh my god, he's a hero. He's Spider-Man. There's a motivational quote for you there. Life is like that scene in Spider-Man 2 where he stops a train with the power of his web shooters. Which, in the original comic, I'm pretty sure was a metaphor for premature ejaculation. Sorry, YouTube algorithm. I said the E word. Now you can only run ads for Hellfire cruise missiles and M16 suppressors on this video. And it's the holidays. The CPM. What have I done? So now this is not just better than the last run. In fact, our rate of fire is actually worse, kind of hilariously. But it's the same as the last run. But because it's a new synergy, I think it kind of gets grandfathered into new rules, wouldn't you say? Like, that's the way I'm choosing to look at it. You know, because the Brimstone bombs are a new flavor, I'm all for them, to be honest with you. And we can't be accused of rushing this one. I mean, we did Hush completely without an I'm Drowsy, and we did Boss Rush completely. Now, we stomped them. But still, it's not like I'm making an effort to finish this run as quickly as possible. This is one of those situations where it's just like, this run is just dang good. And we have a little bit less luck than last time, but still a lot of it, so I'm expecting to pick up some voidable items, or maybe just some items that are good. Skip the middleman. Just keep it moving here. Some very brisk episodes today. I will say, we should cool it on the Brimstone. 2 in a row was kind of funny, but, you know, you don't want to go back to the well too many times. You can start to aggravate people. And I think with good reason, you know. One of the main strengths of Isaac, I think, is I mean, I don't think I know. One of the main strengths of Isaac is its variability. The fact that, you know, every run... I actually think we want to per-throw all of these. Holy Mantle's great, but we don't care. We would rather have a chance of more damage because we're not going to die. Booger Tears I don't even think is going to work here. And then Blank Card and Telepathy we could void, I suppose, but let's per-throw and then we could void them later. One void's the same as another, right? So I think in this case, you probably take Guillotine. Creep Shots might work. And then you void... Yeah, then you void these two. You get Wait What and a small damage bonus. And the Magician is going to be so good. Anyway, I hear the dog tooth. I'm just not sweating it. Yorgos Lanthimos. One of Isaac's main strengths is its variability. So I definitely don't want to just, you know, if every run is this, then no runs are this. I think that's one of the reasons people have stuck by the Isaac content, is that even though it's the same game over and over, and it does sort of start to approach a certain level of absurdity, and you see the same things again and again, admittedly. But, you know, I try to mix it up. I don't just go for what the most OP combinations are forever. I try to deliberately take some bad stuff even to have a good time. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, as much as I did, click the like button. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.